And welcome back to Campaigns of the Plains. This is Season 2 of our Final Fantasy-themed D&D. Guys, we don't just do D&D, we also do Monster of the Week. We've done a couple of one-shots that are honey heists, murder mysteries, so we've got a little bit of variety spiced into our channel here. So make sure you go check us out there, see what else we have to offer. Also make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. If you really do love us, we do appreciate it. We love you right back for it. So, also, we've got some socials down here in this area, so make sure to check us out. We've got that Facebook, that Instagram, that Twitter, and dare I say, that TikTok. So, make sure to go check us out on there, see what we're up to. Make sure to stay on top of all those new episodes on YouTube that we drop every Friday. But hey, we get it. You can't always be staring at YouTube all day. Well, we've got you covered, don't we, Travis?
Absolutely. You can go to your favorite podcast app and download our latest episode. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and every little one in between. And we release those every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central Time. That way you have enough time to download it before your morning commute. And make sure to subscribe or follow on whatever app you use. That way you never miss a new episode coming out.
Absolutely. So, this is episode 54. What happened last time?
I don't know.
Fought some shit.
We did. I titled my notes A Rogue Named Becky. For obvious reasons. And, so we went into the faith room, and I wrote down the descriptions. There's a lot of red paper things on the wall that had some words on them, and none of us could read the words except for Dan. And they all said different things that I didn't write down, but it's fine. And then there were petals falling from the ceiling. And then, I did write one of them down. It's fine. And then we, Ellie dispelled one of the four, warning tags, and a dragon visage showed up, and, we did what anyone would do to Becky's dragon daddy, who it ended up being. We daunted it.
Real good thing that you
I wrote the one where the party pisses off a dragon. And it's Becky's dragon daddy, yes. And fighting stuff. We did fight. That was basically the whole episode. We were in combat. But in the middle of combat, Ellie finally got the summon, and it was Yojimbo. And, well, if you guys have played Final Fantasy 10, then you know that Yojimbo requires you to pay him money to do stuff, so he's about to be really expensive. But he's cool, so it's okay. And he did a big old spell and blew all the papers from the wall and put some weird stuff on the monsters we were fighting. And, then we murdered them. Limbs for Becky, obviously. And Becky the Rung is getting kidnapped. Backtracking a lot because I wrote this down at the last instead of when it happened. The Dragon Daddy told us that Becky is the cause of the calamity, and we shouldn't bring her back to life. But we don't listen, so,
Yeah, pretty coherent.
Yeah. I was here the whole time.
So yes, you guys did enter a room where it seemed like a faith crystal had been hidden away, sealed away for whatever reason, and had investigated the room and found that there were wardings all over the room. And once one of those wardings had been dispelled, the others came to life to defend the rest of the room. as well as an onyx dragon named Osiroshi from Becky's Pass. He appeared in a visage and warned the party that they should leave Becky dead, since she was the cause, or would be the cause, of the calamity. The party took no heed and continued to fight the warriors that were summoned to protect the wardings. But at the end of the fights, it seemed that Osiroshi was wrapping a black cloud-like hand around Becky and pulling her up off the floor. What are you guys doing?
Can I slide my moonbeam over on top of the hand?
We were out of combat for a little bit, so...
We were out of combat for more than a minute?
Mm-hmm.
How far away is she? Or is the body?
Becky?
Yeah.
From you? About 20 feet.
Her like body is just rising, like...
Yeah,
And
it
there's-
looks like this cloud is now forming like what looks to be a hand and is like picking Becky up off the ground.
Is that hand corporeal?
Yeah, that's...
Smoke.
Can I Misty step over to the rug named Becky? And I guess I don't know if it's... Probably just try to take the body out of the hand, like grab her and like get away.
Yeah,
Like-
let's go ahead and do an opposed strength check.
Cool.
We'll see if this die is gonna treat me any better now.
Can I...
That's
Can
much
I-
better.
Fuck you then. Fuck you.
Can I do something good?
Well, we're gonna do this one.
Okay.
So Osiroshi rolled a 25.
Well, I rolled a 4. So that is an 11.
So you're kind of like hanging on to Becky's feet as she's slowly being rose into the air to meet Osiroshi's gaze as his head begins to form back down, snout popping out of the black cloud. What are you doing, Ellie?
I don't know if this will work because I don't know if he's really here or not. I mean, I can try to dispel magic. I don't know if he's doing magic to create himself or if he's really here because I've got banishment. But I don't know if that'll work. I'm thinking. It's a hard think.
While you do think, Ellie, for those couple of seconds that you do, this dragon brings Becky to kind of the edge of its snout and takes what looks to be like 2 deep sniffs,
Hey! Why are you smelling Becky?
and then starts to kind of laugh and look at you and say, "It doesn't matter anyway," and drops Becky very unceremoniously to the ground and says, "Good luck.
Good luck with what?
Good luck finding a way to bring that back from where she's currently at."
Oh no.
And he disappears.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't know. That's a different game.
Luckily, Asher is kind of hanging on
So I
to
could just-
Becky's feet, so you can kind of like...
I imagine if he off the ground?
Not quite. You were kind of
He would
like...
have just caught her then.
Yeah.
He might have dropped her on her head, but she's dead. So it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
no offense, but she is dead weight right now, so she's
Yeah.
very awkward, so it's real hard to catch a... it's
feel like
harder
he
than
had-
you think to
I feel like
catch.
she had her like legs,
Yeah.
and she just like
Smack.
and he's like, "Ugh."
You're gonna break her neck.
I think
What? I know she's. Oh, look at this. She doesn't need to come back with a crooked neck, okay? Or like a bulging disc out of one side.
We could fix that.
Finally, the barrier comes down, and Oraha comes in and says, "I'm sorry, I couldn't help. What was that?"
What
And
was what?
He points up to
What thing on exactly are you talking about? Because there were a lot of things here.
Was that a dragon?
Oh yeah, he's Becky's daddy dragon. Oroshi? Oshashi?
Oshiroshi.
Oshiroshi.
Oshiroshi. Oh, bo, she didn't.
You're all very connected to this rug. It's very strange. You talk to it like it's a person. Are you insane?
Mister?
Do you know about magic?
What's your name again?
Gregor.
My name is Gregor.
Gregor. Mr. Gregor. I think it's probably about time that we tell you that it's not really a rug.
Okay. Then what is it?
It's Becky.
It's Becky.
Yeah, it's Becky, our friend.
Okay. That's very nice.
It's a,
Hello, Becky.
she
It is
can't.
nice to meet you.
She can't talk to you because she's a dead body right now.
You have a dead body on you?
Yeah, doesn't everybody? It's just.
No.
It's like a scavenger hunt. You just have to get a dead body.
It's just part of the. It's just the experience of traveling with us.
These should go out to a dying field. It should, be treated by a mage so it does not come up and,
I
make the beast.
Did that already. I'm a summoner. I did my job. I did half of my job. The other half.
I
I'm-
don't know what
it's
a
pending.
summoner is.
The other half
Opposite
is
of your
pending with the intention to do eventually, but I don't have an end by date. It's the same. It's the same situation for Marquies, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Dead
do
too.
not. Don't. No.
Just spilling all the
Yes.
secrets.
Let's not.
Yeah, no,
No, that is
listen,
not. This is
listen.
very different.
No, it's not. It's a little different because
What?
you're walking. It's actually worse because you're walking. If another summoner figures out what you are fucked, my friend.
I've
I'm
gone-
fucked
I
for
have
letting you
gone
walk
this
around.
far without anyone finding out.
I did.
So wait, you
Yes, and
have
that's because
two
I
dead
told you.
people with you?
He's not really dead. He's
One
only
and a half.
kind of dead.
We got 1.5 dead people.
One.
I'm just warning you. I'm not trying to scare you.
I am very alive right now.
If any other summoner knew what you were, and they were in my position, you wouldn't be here anymore, because you shouldn't be here.
And that's what you think.
I'm just telling you what'll happen if anyone else figures it out, okay? Just warning you. Really, you
real
shouldn't
whisper
be her.
stage witch.
Why should I be thanking her?
She's
I
not
have
saying-
gone this far and have had 0 issues, and I have encountered many summoners.
Well, they just didn't look close enough at you.
They pass through the city all the time.
They didn't look extra close enough at you? I don't know.
They are part of the guard, and I
Listen.
worked right beside
Listen.
them.
Just be happy.
Be happy that you're not trying to send me.
Yes!
Oh,
Be happy.
gosh, I'm so thankful.
I would never because you're my friend, but I'm just telling you.
I bet at this point, I feel like Asher probably falls to the ground. Because, I'm sure his haste is, off. Right? So he probably just collapsed with Becky.
Yeah, so your haste is gone, so you gain that point of exhaustion.
No, you don't get a point of exhaustion.
No, it's
It's
just
like a-
done.
it's like
Yeah,
a
you're
Oh, it's a
stunned for-
stun,
you're
right,
stunned
right.
It's only
for,
exhaustion if there is. It's stopped.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I feel like it's still
Yeah, you kind of
Right.
drop to the ground and on your butt while you're waiting for everybody to finish arguing, and you're like, oh boy. But something, as you're watching everybody argue, something happens to Becky as you're
Like,
holding
to the
her.
body. feel something different or what?
Yeah, it feels like movement.
Oh.
Oh, I'll kind of lay her down and start opening the rug. I assume in my head she's wrapped up like a mummy, but it's a rug.
It's
But,
a mummy.
Yeah, I would like.
I already told him it was a dead body. You don't have to show him.
She's moving.
She
is
can't
moving.
move because she's dead.
There's movement in here.
Is it a snake?
I don't know. I'm opening it to see.
No, don't let the snake out!
You open up the face, Asher, and Becky's face has gone. She has a green tinge to the body that definitely left when she died, and that green tinge went even more off white green. But then, as you reveal her face, it looks like somebody has painted her face over with kind of like this white makeup.
Oh, great. She's in whitebeige. Now she's racist.
And there's these little
Joker.
red lines that seem to have been painted on the corners of her mouth and up and down on her eyes.
Good.
And the body kind of sits up and laughs a little bit and says, "Are we having fun yet?"
Well, Kefka, why are you in Becky's body?
Oh, just keeping her fresh and limber. And he gets up and starts to stretch in really weird ways that make Becky's body crack.
You're gonna break her bones, man.
No, it's just the rigor mortis, you know.
But well, she's dead, so that'll happen. I thought that the spell that I cast wouldn't let her get possessed.
This isn't undead magic, you harlot.
Wow! Wow, you're still possessing the body.
And he swings Becky's hips around a little bit.
Oh.
And he says, "Of course I am. She was my Pact-D."
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, welcome to the group. You know everybody. Gregor, this is Kefka.
I am
Becky.
greatly concerned.
You see Kefka's just feeling out Becky's curves and playing with her horns and swinging her tail around a little bit.
Touch her boobies. She'll be mad.
And then all of a sudden he grabs her boobies and makes the honk sound.
I am confused. I was told you were dead, but you look like, how they say, a prostitute, right?
No, she's still dead. Don't call her a prostitute.
Well, she is wearing very funny makeup and touching herself, maybe inappropriately. I don't know how your culture does this thing. It's very uncivilized.
Oh, it's not inappropriate if I own her. And he smacks Becky's ass.
Okay, well, this is making me uncomfortable. Are you...
What's taking everyone so long?
in what?
This has chaos to distribute among the world.
She's dead! What do you want us to do? Do any of us look like white mages?
Go and fetch her soul.
Where is it? Oh, in a live stream.
That's what I wanted to
Right.
do. But no one else would let me.
Do you think she's in the live stream?
Well,
Only the best kitties go to the live stream. The naughty ones go somewhere else.
All dogs go to heaven, though.
where's that?
Well, let's see. I'm the 1, 2. That's right, the second Pact-D.
Oh no.
I got sloppy seconds.
Oh no.
Sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Did what? Oh, God, what was his name? It was like,
Diabolos.
yeah. Diabolos.
Yes, Mr. Horny is certainly having his way with
So,
poor Becky's soul.
how do we get it back from him? Do we write him a letter? Or...
And he just starts laughing. He's like, yes, quite. Write him a letter. Where will you send it?
Do you have his address?
Just right to hell.
And he's like, he kind of twitches a little bit, and he is like,
But I don't know how to get to him. I mean, he's not on this plane.
obviously.
So how do we get to him? You're acting like I should know this information.
Shouldn't you?
No?
Why not?
Did you see how I became a summoner?
By mistake.
Do you see how that's not how you... Do you understand that's not how that happened?
There's a difference.
Do you think that I
You're
learned
educated,
anything?
You're just not necessarily good at your job.
Wow! What?
She's actually good at her job, she just doesn't really have the job. She's a scab.
I was granted the job in the wrong way possible, which means I got none of the lessons and learned nothing.
But you're learned. You've read all of the books.
I read fantasy and smut
The smut
That's
one's about him.
Didn't.
and detective thrillers with smut in them.
Yeah, we should probably do some rewrites on those.
No, the smut's fun. It makes you likable as a character.
It's true.
I know. You're not likable as a character in real life sometimes.
A what?
What?
I'm not a what?
You're not likable as a character in real life sometimes.
While these
That's
two are
not my
arguing,
job.
Kefka is just taking Becky's body around the altar inside here and, like, skipping around.
Listen, if you tell us how to get to the horny guy's house, then we will let you go.
Hmm.
Or we'll help her We've got a long list of things to do.
Let's use our thinking noggins then, shall we? And he, like, pops up onto the altar and, like, sits on his side and, like, sits there and stares at all of you and says, "Where do you think a big devil would reside?"
Space.
Are there such thing as the 9 hells here, or is that
The hells are for the demons, my dear
The
boy.
belows?
The hell was for children.
The moon. No. Space.
Seems the fun of it too.
You're not entirely wrong. It is in a space.
Wow.
Can we do a history check?
Yeah, can I do a history check?
Yes, anybody can make a history check.
Okay, what's my history? Oh, fun. 18.
11. You're just mad that there's not enough smut in your book.
No, there is smut in his books.
Oh,
he's
he's mad
mad that
about the
there is
smut.
smut in
Yeah.
his books.
So, with Kefka sitting there in Becky's body just haunting you, you're having a hard time, like, all of you are having a real hard time thinking, like, back on anything that you may have learned. But then, all of a sudden, a little light dings in your head, Ellie. And you do remember that there is a force that you have read about in past iterations of the Cataclysm. Force called the Void.
Okay, but how do we get there? Ellie doesn't even say what it is. She just goes, oh yeah, well how do we get there?
Well, you're gonna have to find a way to jump the planes.
Oh, okay, well that's not the kind of magic that I know how to do.
Okay, and?
Okay. That's still, yeah.
I mean, you could do like I did in my life and make a pact with one of the Void Keepers.
I don't want to do that.
Probably a good choice.
But I mean, one of them can do it. You guys do what you want. I'm not doing it though. I've got morals.
Who are the Void Keepers?
I'm not dumb enough to do it, but you guys can be.
Yeah.
I mean, Becky's not here. Becky makes pacts with literally
Yeah, Becky's a
everyone.
pact maker.
Honestly, you're not even sloppy seconds. You're
Damn. The
like
person who could actually do this isn't here.
what's a good word? You're something thirds.
Or maybe you could find somebody who, well, I don't know, already has a pact with one of the Void.
You mean the dead Becky that you're inside of?
Well, she's kind of vacant right now, except for, moi.
Uh-huh.
Well, he did say find someone who had made a pact, and you said that in a past life you've done that.
Oh, yes, I have.
So I think we've already found someone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, my powers stem from a different place, shall we call it. But I will give you a clue. You see this pretty face? She didn't always know about nothing. She had to learn the void from somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there was an old lady in a town who she stole her book.
Bingo!
Well, but that was, like, in another town. That was, like, on the other side of the
Different country.
mist. We can't go over there.
Wrong!
Oh. Oh, no, it's here! It
Ding,
was
ding,
here!
ding, and you
In
see
the
this
same
little,
place.
you see this little, illusory, exclamation point and confetti pop above
I don't know
your
what-
head.
I really like Kafka. Can you stick around?
Don't know what town Becky was in, but Milos might. He traveled with her for a while.
I do
So are you
know
gonna
what
stay in
town
that
it is,
body?
probably, maybe. I know she's from Trelix's Canyon. I don't know if that's a town or if that's just like an area.
That's not the name of the town. It is an area that you know to be off the southern coast of this side of the country.
I don't have the town name written down, but I do have the person's name that she stole the book from, and her name is Ezrith. So we gotta go find Ezrith in a little town, and maybe she will know how to get
Okay,
to the
well, this
boy.
whole country's kind of fucked, so maybe she's at the refugee camp or something.
Maybe. We can go find out.
And I'll give you one more clue. But maybe it'll cost you.
I gave all my money to the guy in the crystal.
And he kind of looks up and kind of like has to shield his eyes when he looks up towards the faith crystal, and he's like, no, I don't want gold. Just a favor later on.
Would you like some donuts? They're like 4 or 5 days old, but they're probably still good.
You got donuts?
No, just a favor.
Oh,
I hate donuts.
I don't like to owe things to people.
Oh, well, that's too bad
Somebody else
then.
can make a favor with you. Oh, I'll do it.
Great. And he slides down the monument in Becky's body on his side and holds his hand out to you
Yeah.
and shakes your hand. There is this little symbol that seems to glow in your hand, and he says, "Great, now I can give you a clue." And he points over to where Becky's belongings had been kind of wrapped up with her body, and you see this black book seem to hover out of her pack, and he says, "I'll bet you that'll make perfect bait. Just spread the word. She's bound to show up."
Oh, because she wants the book back.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
that's a
sure
good idea,
if we
actually. Yeah, that's
advertise
that we have.
that we have this book that previously belonged to her, that she's going to want to take it back.
Bingo!
Okay.
And
Well-
more exclamation points and confetti over Milos's head.
Okay, well, I'll take it, and Ellie will take the book and just tie it to her belt of many things, so that it's visible.
Okie dokie.
Maybe that'll help. Effie will be really mad if we lose her book. So,
Becky stands up, or rather, Kefka in Becky's body, and finally takes note of the stranger, Becca.
Befka?
our Kefki.
What's up, Pokemon?
And stands up and stands straight in front of Gregor and goes, "And what are you doing here? You're a little outside of your comfort zone, aren't you, soldier?"
I am far from home, is correct. But that is the nature of my job.
Sure. Well, this will be exciting. That's an odd dice in this set. I can't wait to find out what you'll do.
Are you gonna stay in
do
that
not
body,
know what you mean.
or are you?
Would you like me to?
Actually, kind of. You're fun.
No. And Becky's body just
Aw.
drops.
Okay, back to carrying the dead body.
I must say, I know it's none of my business. I am just here to help guide you to Nico and get you there safely. But you all seem to be very deep in the magics and use them very flippantly.
Just swaddling Becky's body.
It is
back.
very dangerous
like a burrito.
stuff.
Yeah.
You might get into a problem if you use it.
I have
So
no
carelessly.
idea what magic you think we all are using.
Just swaddling
Yeah, none
Becky.
of us are
just
mages.
rolling her.
Yeah.
Oh! Well,
Well, it just seems like you haven't had the proper licensing or training.
it's not true. The Grand Maester himself certified me. I just got to skip the training. Well, actually, I didn't skip the training. I went through the it's a long story. I didn't pay attention to the training.
Not everyone needs training. I mean, sometimes you're just born with it.
Yeah, maybe it's Maybelline.
Thank you.
I don't know what that
I don't know
Oh, it's a
about
special
all that.
herb that makes you look beautiful. It really, really
Where I am
that's-
from,
beautifies your complexion.
people spend many years training and learning how to control it and not use it for evil. And it's heavily regulated by the government. So
You mean boring wizards?
there are mages of different levels. They start at the copper level and then they go up to the silver level, the electrum.
That's the worst.
They're all book learned.
Yeah,
I bet
there are those who are
they
born
don't
with,
like, so
you know, natural magics, but you know they are taken to schools where they are taught to control it because they could become danger to the society and to themselves.
Wait, you're from across the mist. Why are you here?
I'm sorry, we haven't had time to really discuss anything. We've been running this whole time. I'm sorry. My full name is Gregor Novikov, and I am here on a mission. One of my countrymen, he had made a trip out here. He is very important to the government. He is out here studying some history, and he has not reported back in some time, and so we grew concerned, and they sent me. I am one of their soldiers from our gunbreaker squadrons.
Did you find your friend?
No, I have not. But Nico, he was supposed to be a contact, but he would not talk to me unless I did this favor for him. So that is why I'm here.
You save his friend, he helps you find yours. That makes sense.
It is tit for tat, you might say.
Well, can we leave this cave?
I would gladly like to leave this strange, magic, weird cave.
Would you like to carry the Becky rug again?
Guess unless someone else wants to carry her.
I mean, I could carry her, but it's gonna be like this.
Oh,
I'm not. I mean, I'm actually decently strong, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can carry her.
I'll carry her.
Din just drapes Becky over her like. I mean, you could put her on top of the bear. Maul could carry her.
Could do that.
She could ride on Maul.
Try to carry
It'd give you
I mean-
your arms in case you need to fight something again.
Why you should just drop her if we need to fight.
You need to stop treating Becky like that. That's just our friend. Or just sit her down nicely and pat her on the head. Tell her it's gonna be okay.
She's not there.
I'm sorry.
I know, but
I haven't been introduced to any of you. I know the dead but yet talking lady is Becky, I guess.
and sometimes
And this is Milos, of course, but the rest of you are...
I'm Ellie. I'm Din.
Oh, I'm Asher.
Marquies is that guy, and he's got a 6-book series written about him. He is famous.
Oh, that is very interesting.
You were talking. I had to tell him. I needed to give him your full backstory. In case he wants to... If you want to read the first book, you can borrow my copy.
That's fine.
I will take it in consideration.
I can read it to you like I am with Din. We're on book 3.
You are on book 3.
Yeah, I should really be reading this one book that's going to boost my my wisdom, but I actually don't really need to read that book anymore because I'm not wisdom-based anymore. Is anybody wisdom-based and wants a wisdom book?
Meta shield down.
Yes. I can't read
But you can't read.
Because it's in common, but
Wait.
if somebody helps you...
I'll read it to you. Okay. We read it
I will say
together.
that during this time, you guys have enough downtime if you would like to take a short rest. So...
Okay.
Good, eh?
It's in common. I'll have to read it to you. Are you wisdom based? Oh,
Creatures, yeah.
oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Well,
I have,
besides
it gives
strength
you
for
+2 to
attacking
your
stuff.
wisdom, and so I've been holding on to it. I've been reading it slowly, but I'm not wisdom based anymore.
I don't
Which sucks because I paid like 500 gold for that thing.
I don't use spells or anything, but it's for creatures, yeah.
So, while you're all taking your rest,
And I spend my short rest doing something else.
what do you want to do?
I want to take off my bracelet,
Okay.
and I don't want to summon anything. Just want to listen.
Okie
And,
dokie.
like, try to like sense what's around me. Ellie's gonna try something new here. She's like, okay, some of these doesn't work. Maybe I need to learn them first. Maybe that's the smarter choice to make here.
So, you are in this chamber with a faith crystal. Perhaps listening to a focal point where there is a faith crystal might also help attune a little bit more, help you focus. So, you think that's probably a pretty good idea. You pop your bracelet off, and that rush of power
His pupils
kind of.
just get like saucers.
Yep.
Too much power.
Something starts to happen
Oh no.
when you pop that bracer off this time, Ellie.
Oh.
The faith crystal above you starts to glow this fiery orange-red color.
Okay. Just gonna let this happen. Yep. It's fine. It's fine.
Everyone, the ground around you, this sandstone starts to spin these little twisters of sand, the small bit of sand that's on top of the sandstone, like a wind has come through, and you do feel that in a second, and it's a hot wind. And suddenly there are little sparks on the ground that begin to catch fire. And it is around you and near you, and there is a heat to it, but it doesn't seem to burn you. In fact, it is a kind of a calming heat, a warm blanket on a cold day. It's very reassuring. The flames start to kick around you in this room and circle around. You look above as the crystal begins to glow, Ellie, and it looks like a drop of something at first, something almost like liquid, but then you look a little bit closer and it catches the wind and kind of floats there for a second, like a feather on the wind, and it hits the ground, and right in the middle of the room there is a geyser, an eruption of fire.
Oh no. Everybody's just sitting there trying to bind their wounds, and Ellie's over here fucking everything up. I'm sorry.
This
This is fine.
twister of fire cuts the exits off, but it also seems to change the room.
I'm gonna die.
It seems like the walls in this area and the roof seem to take almost on a night sky quality. Stars seeming to glitter on the walls of this dark area. That flame seems to take shape. A female. But what race she is, you're unable to tell. It's almost like if flame chose to take on a humanoid form.
This girl is on fire.
This girl is on fire. The sparks that are coming off of this living flame, they all look like feathers. Less like licks of flame, more like feathers as they float to the ground. And a voice speaks. Hello, child.
Hi, Fire Lady.
It's taken a while to reach you.
Oh. Were you trying to call? I have this bracelet, this one, and it kind of blocks everything.
Yes, it would. But no, you have had a hard time focusing on my voice.
Oh, were you talking to me?
I've been trying to.
I'm sorry. I kind of talk to myself sometimes, and then I don't hear things. I also don't like to listen. You can ask them.
Marquies is just nodding.
Who are you?
I am the astral force known as the Phoenix.
I don't know what that means.
I am an idol.
I know what that means.
That's right.
Okay.
You see, I am the source through which summoners gain their powers.
Oh, I skipped that step by accident.
You did.
I'm sorry. Are you gonna kill me?
No,
Oh, good. That's good.
but I am here to set you on the right path.
Oh. Oh, okay. That's actually probably a good thing. I keep almost killing my friends.
Unchecked and untrained summoning can be very dangerous.
Yes, I've noticed. I think we've all noticed.
And this flame kind of... You can't see a face. Eyes are a different color of flame, an orange amongst a sea of red, and they just seem to glare at you with kindness. And she says, "It's time for us to strengthen our bond."
How do I do that?
You must accept my pact.
Oh, damn. I was just making fun of Becky for making all the pacts. You're not gonna take my soul to the void and then, torture me? You're not gonna possess my dead body and make fun of my friends?
The flame, looks around at the, sea of stars beyond her and says, "Does this look like the void?"
No, but you see, we've had a really rough day. Honestly. Just needed to check. Okay, yes, I accept you. This sounds like fun.
And, you see that inside of the flame, there seems to be a horn that's produced.
I've got one of those. For the summoner horn? Well, I've got one of those. It's in my bag.
That's not your.
Oh, I see how come things aren't working properly. That makes sense. Everything makes sense now. Is that one for me?
Yes.
I'll take it.
So at this point, the horn, you can tell it's a horn, but it is fire incarnate. It is a flame.
Is it hot?
No.
Okay.
You're this close to this fire being, and all of you are in this room of swirling flame, but it's not hot. It's warm. But no more warmer than a heavy quilt.
Cozy.
Mm-hmm. Do you reach into the fire and take it?
Mm-hmm.
So you reach into the fire. The rest of you see as Ellie places her hand into this geyser of fire that is speaking to everyone and pulls out. You can go ahead and describe what Ellie's horn looks like.
I don't know! I barely remember what her dad's looked like, except for that it was red.
Yep. His was kind of a straight out, simple red horn with a white and red band.
Oh, I think hers would be really ornate, and it would probably have some cool little patterns on the band, and it would probably be more like a twist style of horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
What color?
I don't know.
You look down at Poppy, and Poppy just kind of twists between your legs.
Hey, Poppy.
And the little gem shines upon her head.
It's red. The little gem is red.
It's up to you.
Well, her hair is if they match their hair color, is that usually how it goes?
It can be any color.
Any color?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do let's see. Let's do like a green, like a mossy green.
Mossy green.
And the band's got little floral motifs on it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys see this this band manifest out of the flame, and the fire speaks one more time and says, "This should help."
Thank you, Phoenix, Miss Phoenix, ma'am. Do I get a crystal for you? I'm confused.
My power is already with you, and she points down to Poppy.
Why didn't you tell me this? You can talk. I know you can. I get you the collar. You did nothing. This is because I sold you. And you didn't hear that, Miss Flamingham. We got her back.
Well, if you should need me, I shall be near.
Okay.
And she disappears, and the flames die down.
Do I keep the bracelet off? I'm confused.
That power draw that you feel when the bracelet is off doesn't feel as you don't feel that pull to want to summon, like to have to summon, that itch to want to.
It was like crack, huh?
Yeah. That power felt real good when you
Okay.
did. But as you hold your horn, you feel like maybe this will help.
Well, I'll just put the bracelet in my pocket then.
Okay.
Don't tell the lady who gave me the bracelet that I'm not wearing it anymore. She's gonna be mad. I should put a horn on.
You put your horn on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ellie got her horn. Da da da
What I
da.
expected to happen. I guess I'm an official summoner now. Maybe I won't kill you guys this time.
I don't like the
I appreciate if you do not kill me. I just met you.
Yeah, I just met you and this is crazy.
Well, you know,
It is quite crazy.
it wasn't long after we all met that she did try to kill all of us.
It was an accident.
Either way,
It was an
the
accident.
point still stands.
Yeah.
You guys just look over to Raha, whose mouth is just hanging open, like furiously scribbling notes.
What are you writing?
Everything. Everything.
You're never gonna
Literally
wanna,
everything.
You're never gonna want to stop hanging out with us, are you?
I mean, honestly, I'd like to keep a safer distance, but yes, I would like to be within viewing distance.
Oh my gosh, we have a fan.
I don't think. Oh no.
That's so cool. We need a name now.
Wait, are you like our groupie? Like,
No, it's, documenter. Let's call me a documenter.
Oh my god, Haraha's gonna be the next author of your Volume 7 novel. You need to
I thought
word
you
it in
wanted
a
to do
way that Marquies is the main character.
And he kind of looks over at Milos, and he's kind of like, maybe not.
I
And he just like,
just shake my head at him.
Yep.
Just, mm-mm.
I don't know that we need any more.
And there's a new girlfriend every book, so you need to keep up with that process. You can make her up.
right.
It's just James Bond. Marquies.
You guys do look around, and you see that the items that had once been turned into enemies now lay upon the ground, once more reverted back to the items that they were.
Oh, the dog. Oh, the dog.
The dog?
Yeah.
Wait, can we take these things? I thought that they belonged to... I point up at the summon.
Go look at him.
Look at
What
the
else
dog.
was there? There was a mask,
There's a mask, there's a sword, and there's
Mhm.
a dog.
and there was something else. What else?
And a jug.
And a jug.
Can Asher, you can still identify, right?
I can. Is it a spell? Is it like a?
Ritual.
Yeah, I can cast it, but I can also ritually cast it. Is it like? Does
10
it last for so long, or do I have to like do it 3 times?
You
or,
have to
like, 4
do it
times?
3 times.
Yeah, you'd
We'd
have
have
to
to sit there.
spend
So
40 minutes technically to identify
He could
him.
have done that while he was having his long rest. Or short rest.
I don't think that counts as a short rest, but we could take another short rest to do it.
But you can just take them and do it later.
We might as well
Some
just.
items.
Huh?
For it.
You could do what I did. Just wear the item. I point to my ribbon. And it'll be good. and it'll be amazing. And it'll be helpful for you.
Well, let's look at it first.
I just take the jug.
You got the jug.
You're taking the jug, you're taking the golden dog,
Dog.
You should take the sword.
I'll take the sword.
you're taking the sword.
The
The
mask.
scimitar.
Marquise!
No, it's a katana.
Oh, samurai.
I hand the mask to Marquise.
Oh.
Okay.
You're the only one I know that wears masks.
You don't have to like actually wear this, right?
No, just hold it.
What are you looking at me for? I'm not there.
It just we're gonna identify them later,
What is it doing?
and they might not do anything. It could be decorative.
Could just be
Maybe
like,
you could just change up your look. You know? Reinvent
He'll give you a mustache.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I might not be able to
reinvent
find you if you
your-
have a different mask on.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know because I mean that's just what you look like. Your beak. You know that might make it easier for you to eat.
I have no issues eating.
Really? Really?
No.
I've seen the straw.
Yes?
I've seen the straw. Sounds like the title of the episode, folks.
From that time last year.
Let's go.
He had to help me
Let's leave the
with
cave
the bottle.
and let's go to the place where Milos' friend is.
Refugee camp?
Yeah.
You still smile.
And we're just not going to talk about this whole Phoenix thing until I process it a little bit more. Okay, thanks. That's great. Good talk.
What do you need to process about it?
Nothing.
Oh?
It's fine.
Okay, so
Well, I don't believe that at all.
you guys are heading out then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys start making your way back down the cave. Are you using Poppy as your light source?
Obviously.
Huh?
Obviously.
Okay. So, you guys head on. This tunnel twists and turns, and it feels like you've been traveling for quite a while. And eventually, this path opens up into a half-circle sized room. And there are 8 branching paths.
Oh.
I will step forward with my bell and try and spread my psyche around to see if I can feel a path that might be a benefit to us.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Oh, I'm not good at those. That's horrible. It's probably like a 7.
Your senses are...
Oh, it's worse. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of paths, and you, start a sense, like an echo sense down just a couple paths, but they spread out from you through all of the paths, and it feels like later on those paths branch, and then those paths branch, so this feels like a maze.
Well, from what I can tell, this is going to be quite a crazy journey because all of these intertwine and and I just move my arms around.
Let's
this.
go down number 4.
All of the paths just do this.
Number 4. I'm making a
Well,
choice.
then we must not don't.
Number
Sounds like we will need to take as much time as possible to navigate this.
Ellie starts walking down number 4. We had to pick something. I guess I could send Poppy to tell me what she sees.
Suddenly, you guys see it as Ellie starts taking off down a path. This floor has turned back into sand here, Milos, and you hear it roaring further on in the tunnel, so there might be even more drops-offs to deeper areas.
Well, good. It goes even farther down.
There is a small little disturbance in the sand coming from one of the paths near you, though, Milos.
Do I discern a size of this object or entity?
It is disturbing the ground. you, as part of your sense, you see that there is like this wave of sand parting. Something is traveling under the ground towards you.
Oh.
Can I discern how big it could be, like based on how much of the sand that is parting?
Probably about a medium-sized creature. Maybe possibly bigger.
I will yell back to Ellie. We have something incoming. Get your ass back here.
But path number. Okay, walk back.
So you're walking back to the group. As you're doing so, Milos, this wave stops about 10 feet from you. And then there's nothing that happens for a second. Something else catches your attention as well. Behind you, you feel that bell again. That sense that's reaching out through the ground, trying to find you.
You've got company behind us, too.
Path number 4?
Gregor, quick, because he forgot, loads up some more shells.
All right.
Can I try and, like, disturb the area that I felt the thing end? Like, if it's not moving anymore, can I try and, like, disturb it? Either with, like, prestidigitation or something, just to, like, see if I can uncover some of the sand in the nearby vicinity to try and, like, spook it or stir it in some fashion?
The disturbance that came in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can kind of, I guess with prestidigitation, like, move the sand or blow the top layer of the sand, but you could also, like, cause a sound, or perhaps, I believe you have mold earth as well, correct?
Yeah. Yep, I
so
do.
That would probably be more effective?
Okay. I didn't know if it was because it's sand, it's not technically dirt or stone.
I mean,
but
sand is going to act as sand, but, I mean, you can move sand as part of mold earth.
Okay. Yeah, I will try and, like, mold the earth as sand and try and, like, move it around a little bit to see if I can get the thing that was coming towards us to, like, unearth itself or continue to move in some fashion.
So you can definitely try to, like, mold the sand up to kind of force it to the surface, I guess. Would be something that you could definitely do. So you guys watch as the sand kind of bubbles up in the ground where Milos had been focusing, and all of a sudden this little metal head pops up and blinks one eye and then blinks the other, like shutter style, and you hear it go beep beep.
Do we recognize this creature?
Make me a history check, Milos, and only Milos.
Oh, of course.
I will give you advantage on this one, though.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's history, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not horrible. That's not horrible. That is a 16.
16. Yes, this is the little familiar bot of Nico.
Oh, okay. Do I remember if it had like a nickname or something that Nico gave it?
When you guys were, he made it when he was much, much younger to just kind of be a scout to watch out while you guys caused trouble and kind of warn you when things were coming. And you guys just nicknamed it the sound that it made. So it's just named Beep Beep.
Okay.
What does 7-year-old
Okay.
call it?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they called it.
I'll be like, oh, look, it's Beep Beep, guys! You guys know what Beep Beep is, right?
Why would we know that?
Oh, right, yeah, you guys don't know any... Okay, anyway. This is Nico's familiar, basically.
Can it lead us to Nico?
I'm sure it can. Do I know if it speaks, like, common or would understand anything that we're saying?
It
or...
understands common.
Okay, I will say, Beep Beep, take us to Nico. Get us the fuck out of this cave.
And it makes the beep beep noise as it finally unearths itself completely, and you see that this creature has just like kind of like a stick-like body, and it has this little square head with two blinking yellow eyes that blink one at a time, and in a shutter-like fashion, and it unearths itself, and it has this little set of tread wheels that seem to... It can either be like a drill, which it currently is, but it like spreads them out and then moves the tread, and it suddenly has two little tread track style tires. And it does that, and it like starts going through one of the opposite tunnels that Ellie was actually heading towards.
I usually don't make the right choice.
And it looks back at you and is like making the motion for you guys to follow with its little head.
I will, like, start heading that way and be like, good job, Ellie, you guessed correctly somehow.
Uh-huh. Can Poppy try to ride on it like cats do with Roombas?
Unfortunately, Beep Beep doesn't have any surface area for Poppy to ride on.
Oh, damn, I'll just carry her again. Poppy can walk. Ellie doesn't let her.
Sure. As you're about to take off down this tunnel, Milos, your spine kind of shudders as you feel that ring again getting closer.
I will keep tabs on it. If I start feeling it get closer, I will try and, like, either mold earth in a specific direction to try and throw them off, like where we might be going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mold earth, like, just disturbed sand, basically, in a bunch of different of the tunnels, so that it's hard to discern, like, our exact path.
Okay. So start heading down, and you look at Beep Beep, and it seems like he might have detected that too, because like both of his shutter eyes get really wide, and then he like turns in and like leans into start like rolling really quick. Like he,
Time to run.
yeah, he starts taking off at a very brisk pace.
I'll be, like, at that back of the pack and just be like, hurry up, guys. We gotta get away from the Geomancer. He's catching up on us.
All right. So you guys start taking off at a brisk pace, and you start running, and it feels like, even though you guys are running, it feels like that Geomancer's echo is getting closer and closer to you, Milos. There's an uneasiness to it as well, because there has always been a subtlety to the geomantic magics that you have known in your lifetime, but this feels malevolent. Like, when you speak to the spirits, you don't try to rile them up, or rile the elements up. You know, keep them in check, and keep them calm, but it seems like the geomancer behind you is just putting a malevolence into every time he rings that bell, and you start to see it being at the back of the pack. You start to hear in this cavern cracks in the walls, and suddenly you see behind you as 3 marshaled elements are chasing you. One is a wind-based element, not as calm or gentle as gale, but a ripping storm that could tear flesh from body. Then you see an earth elemental dragging itself along the roof of the cavern as it dives through the earth. And then, this is the first time that you've seen it, and it's hard to grasp because there is only really darkness behind you, but you feel it move in the darkness, and the shadow behind you is moving itself towards you.
I don't like any of that.
I can tell they're gaining on us, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
You think Titan could like cave in the tunnel behind us?
Well, as we're running, I'll say the Earth Elemental can just go straight through that. It can literally glide through the Earth, and the wind can go through any small cracks, and the dark ghost spirit, shadow entity, I'm sure can easily fit through small cracks. I don't think a cave-in is going to do us any good. It'll maybe slow down the actual geomancer itself, but these marshaled elementals are coming no matter what.
Can they be banished?
Do I know that?
Why don't you make me an Arcana check?
Okay.
How come you can only marshal one?
That is 22.
You definitely know that, the elements can definitely be banished back to their elemental plane.
Okay, I will say, yes, they can be banished back to their elemental plane, but geomancers, as you have seen, can summon multiple throughout the day. There could be 3 geomancers that each have their own summon. I have no idea.
Well, then what should we do?
We might have to run and gun, as one might say. Just try and keep going, and they will catch up to us. Maybe we just fling some spells at them as we keep going. I don't know what else to do. There's not much we can do.
You guys are running, and there is more footsteps behind that you do hear, chasing the marshaled elements, and the marshaled elements are on your heel, Milos, as you are holding up the back, and luckily those who are at the front of this caravan see a light, and Beep Beep is like heading headlong towards that light.
Let's get out of here. How close are the elements to us?
They're probably about 10 feet from Milos.
Poppy's
Gregor
gonna hang back by Milos.
will turn around and fire a shell at the closest one.
Okay, that would be the air element.
Okay. This is that is a 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
and this bitch will take 11 damage of fire damage, and it gets pushed back.
So you guys watch as Gregor aims his sword backwards, and a flash of fire appears behind you, and it lights up the air elemental, who is stopped in its tracks, pushed back just a ways. However, the earth elements, and now with that flash of fire, you can kind of see, Milos, as you look back, the shadow that is chasing you, and it is literally just this moving shadow with long and terrible claws, teeth gnashing out at the shadow, and it is just like sliding along the ground where there is shadow to be run upon.
Poppy. Wow, Milos. And I'm gonna have Poppy like fall back within like 20 feet of them all and do her steering light.
Okay. That's con saves.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 15, a 16, and a 13.
16 saves. They take 11 radiant damage, and the ones that save takes half, I think. Yeah, you didn't write it down.
No, they don't take any damage.
Okay, the one that saved didn't take any. The two that failed are blinded for 1 turn.
Okay. Yeah, with that flash you see, it does stop that shadow kind of dead in its tracks for a second. But that is a 22 and a natural 20 from the earth element to smack Poppy.
Oh yeah, Poppy's only got an 14 AC. Poppy gets smacked.
That's that one. And we'll have to double it. So the first attack does 16 bludgeoning damage.
She's down. Poppy pops. She was already damaged from the last.
Yeah, the earth elemental just like as it's moving falls down like on top of Poppy and just pummels it. And
Okay,
Poppy
well,
goes,
that bot is a second. Keep running. At least they're blinded and they don't. 2 of them don't know where they're going.
the earth elemental is still following you.
Okay, somebody deal with that one, please. I don't have spells without Poppy.
I mean, the other ones are falling back a little ways, but
How far away is the Earth Elemental?
the earth elemental is probably about 10 feet-ish from Milos. Hasn't really slowed its momentum at all.
But we're going one way and it's following
It's
us.
following, yep.
And it's just the Earth Elemental at this point?
The others are further back, but he is the closest.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
I would say so.
I will will throw my sword into the ground again and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew
Okay.
So a 30-foot torrent of acid rushes at him. He has to make a dex save.
It's not good at those.
That's a natural 15.
He saves. Which I don't think he takes any then. I don't think anything happens.
Okay. So the Earth Elemental kind of does this Tony Hawk Pro Skater half-pipe bullshit where it goes back up the wall and just dodges the spray of acid all in all.
What the fucking hell?
As it swims through the earth towards you. You guys are getting closer. You're probably about 40 feet from the mouth of this cave now that you see. And it is bright, like almost evening light.
I'll have Gale.
Rocky Rock.
You'll have Gale what?
I'll have Gale like right beside me, and she has an aura that if an enemy ends their turn within her aura, they have to make a strength save or be pushed out of it. So if it gets too close, then it will be pushed at least.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't be able to stay. Assuming it. I know it's a strong fucker, but it's something at least.
Sure. All right, and you guys move closer and closer to the exit now. Only about 20 feet for those of you that are in the front of the column here. The Earth Elements is about 5 feet from you, so it'll try to make its strength save to stay in the wind.
It's my spell save, so it's... Go ahead.
It's a natural 18, so plus...
That saves.
Plus its strength. So, it pushes right through that wind, little chunks of earth coming off of it, but it just replaces those pretty fast and keeps pushing forward. You guys push forward. The other two now are starting to catch up. They're a few feet back from the earth element, but they are starting to come as well.
They're still blinded.
What's that?
Blinded for a minute.
They're blinded for a turn.
Yeah, it's a turn.
Oh, one turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That affected their dex saving throw.
Not the Earth. He wasn't blinded.
Cool.
He was blinded, yeah.
No. You guys get to the exit and start pouring out of the cave. The light so bright that it blinds you for a moment. And you hear a voice say, "Get down."
Okay.
Dolphin dive.
Are you all getting down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gregor is a trained soldier. If he's told to get down, he gets down.
All right.
I can't see shit. I don't know who Gregor is.
Yeah, I mean, you guys come into this blinding light, last evening bit of light from stark black cave, and you see as a row of about 15 people with firearms are trained on the entrance to the cave. And Milos, you're the last one. As you dive out of the cave, you see a rain of fire just start to unload on anything that's coming out, and it halts these creatures. The Shadow One doesn't come into the light. It just kind of stays at the edge because it cannot move past that light, but the Earth and Wind Elemental are just lit up. They're not going down easy, but then you see kind of up at a higher tier the very familiar form of your childhood friend Nico, as he tells you all to cover your ears. And you see floating next to him is this bot with a giant barrel of something pointed towards you. It's kind of hovering there on blades, and you just hear this kathunk, and you see as this explosion rocks the front of the cave and just collapses. And Milos, like, you're getting, like, earth shrapnel at your back, and, like, you're all trying to cover your ears as this is a loud, deafening...
Poor Ellie.
Yes. There before you, Milos, as the dust settles, your friend Nico, wearing a pair of goggles. He has a pretty decent sized firearm in one hand, and the robot in another, as Beep Beep just kind of rolls up to him, and he says, "Well, you do like to make an entrance, I guess."
Is Nico, is he also a cat?
You can
That
ask,
was me asking what he
you
looks
can
like.
ask Milos.
Milos, what does your
Oh.
friend look like?
I mean, just look at him. Yes, he's also a Hrothgar.
Oh. Hi.
Hey. And he kind of smiles a toothy grin, wags his tail a little bit. He's got this kind of, like, puffy, billowy white shirt, but he also has, like, this frock on that could hold tools in the front portion, like, kind of a leather smock and leather gloves as well, brown leather gloves, work gloves.
Holding ears like this. Are you Prince too?
He kind of looks down at his garb and, like, he's got, like, grease all over him, and he's like, not really, no.
Okay. My ears hurt.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was kind of necessary.
Saved us, it's fine.
I guess you're all probably, I hope, Milos' friends?
No, I'm his enemy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And he,
I'm
like,
kidding. Milos is my friend. He gives the best hugs.
that's true.
Just throw a lesser potion at Elspeth.
I didn't need that.
You said your ears were hurting.
Yeah, because you made a loud noise. My ears are sensitive.
Yeah, well, this will help.
Rub it on my ears. Soothing.
And you now see that the core of people that had been kind of lined up all with firearms of their own, made up of quite a few different people. There is one standing next to Nico. Nico himself, obviously Hrothgar. A couple of them you see as they kind of take their goggles up. Those of you that are close enough see that a couple of these humans may not be what they seem to be, as they all have these green swirled eyes.
Why are your eyes weird?
Are you literally saying that out loud?
Ellie has never met anyone before. She lived in a tree.
She met Rico. She was Alba.
And Nico goes, yeah, Milos,
They're really pretty.
they're all bed.
What's an Albed?
He kind of looks at you and then, like, looks at Milos and is like, Did you dig her up from somewhere?
He's very sheltered. She's from the K-Wood. She never left home until she randomly appeared in the capital. Don't just ignore her for now. She's
You poor
still
sheltered
learning.
thing. And he, like
But I'm very well educated.
speaks words out, like, long for you.
I'm very well. I speak like 6 languages. I didn't go out and about, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, they're Albed.
Yes, that's what you said.
They're how are you not knowledgeable about them? They're kind of
I've never never been here.
Well, I mean, I figured that someone of the church, and he kind of points to your horn,
Oh, that's a long story.
and he says, I kind of figured someone of the church would
Oh, no.
know who an Elspeth was.
Oh, I don't think you... Probably.
The type that the church doesn't really like.
Oh.
And he kind of points to, like, his gun and then to his robot that's flying next to him.
Oh, I had a friend robot named Clank, but we lost him in the cave.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm not with the church.
He, like, looks at your horn, and then he's kind of squints, looks back at Milos, squints
That's
at you
also a long
again.
story.
Yeah. It's a really long story. It's a really, really long story. I'm not with the church. They're assholes. We're here to help you. We heard your help message.
Oh, great. And he, like, holsters his weapon.
And that's a rug.
No, that's a dead
No,
body
it's-
wrapped up in...
No.
Those are shoulders,
No.
and that's a tail sticking out of
but
that side. I mean, if you lost somebody in the caves, it's...
Gregor believed it's a rug. Right, Gregor?
It is... Mr. Nico, you keep very strange company, I must say. As you can see, they are more or less in one piece. I have fulfilled my end of the bargain, yes?
Yes. Let's... And he kind of looks up. It's gonna be nighttime pretty soon here. Let's get back to camp before more of the, roaming units find us, because I'm sure they're gonna be drawn to this, and you look back at the cave and, like, smoke, black smoke, like, rising from it, and he's like, I feel like we should probably move to a safer...
What do you mean? You
Destination.
don't think that the giant beacon is safe?
You can stay here if you'd like.
I don't want to stay here.
I mean, eventually, those are geomancers. No offense, Milos, but that's not gonna hold a geomancer for very long.
With sarcasm. Your friends do not seem to understand much of the language, do they?
No, it's just because you don't say it with the right inflection.
I think it's the facial expressions.
He doesn't have any.
Or lack thereof.
It's the joke.
We got him a new mask, but I don't think he likes it.
And he just kind of is like, okay, well, we need to move, so,
Yes, let's. And I will gesture for him to lead the way.
okay. So, over a dune to your guys' south, you climb to the top of it, and finally you see on the other side, just a few feet away, that Nico has a couple of machina waiting for you there.
Oh, what are their names?
That, we just call, a car?
Car. Nice to meet you, Car.
It's not sentient.
Oh, well, Clank was, so I've not met many Machina, honestly.
Well, to be fair, these are just machines, just regular machina.
Oh. Kind of like the stuff that was under the temple, right?
What?
Oh boy. That's a long story as well.
Oh, the church are hypocrites and they use Machina without telling anybody. It's fine.
We're gonna circle back to that.
You should also probably know we're all wanted for murder.
I mean,
But not
technically,
for that blanket.
so are we.
Who'd you kill?
A lot of church troops.
Well, we didn't kill any, so
We thought we did, though.
you actually did.
But we
break
thought
our
we
laws.
thought we were killing them, but then they weren't real.
Uh,
I don't remember.
Milos, well, let's get everybody, and it basically looks like, his quote-unquote car looks like, basically like a snowmobile, but for sand with a long bed in the back that you guys can all, like,
How do you make
sit.
it go?
Well,
Do you use a crystal?
somebody sits on there, and,
Is there a spot for the crystal?
I mean, in the power supply?
I must say, your magic tech here is quite impressive. I did not expect to see this much outside of the Empire.
Well, I mean, we, try to dig up what we can. It's a little easier here in the desert, so...
I bet there's a workshop that we found you'd really like. Milos can tell you about it.
Yes, I will tell my good friend Nico all about it when we get to safety. We are not safe right now. Let's get the fuck out of here.
That sounds like a good idea.
So you guys all kind of sit on this, basically this flatbed trailer behind this snowmobile, and the other troops kind of load up with you as well. It takes off at a pretty brisk pace along the dunes here, so about the same speed as, maybe a little faster than taking a chocobo. So it does kind of zip quite quickly.
This is making my tummy upset.
Nico looks back at you and he says, "You've been kind of gone for a while, and we started to get worried, but we have a pretty big problem."
Which one? The Queen's gone. Brobnir has fallen. Efrester has fallen.
Well,
You're all running from something.
all of that too, but well, the bigger problem is who is actually leading the enemy forces. It
And
was a coup from inside, so that's that's kind of the worst of it. But, and he kind of like sighs a little bit and he says, I'm sorry about your aunt. We couldn't find her, but well, Bork is sitting on the throne right now.
of course he is.
Oh, you didn't scream. Bork!
That's
why
I totally should have.
Yeah.
Of course Boric would take over. What? I saw him at the Capitol saying that he wanted to, like, avenge something, or he wanted to, like, put my family to shame or something. Like, he was very cryptic. I didn't catch at all. Obviously I have nothing to say to the man. But how in the hell did he overthrow the government? I don't. You'll have to give me all the details once we get settled.
Well, he came back from the capital, and he came with a lot of church troops and some kind of figure in robes and a mask, and like three other strange beings in like this full armor. They moved and had abilities that were just, I don't know, better than any of the best guards that were guarding your aunt, but I was there that day when they attacked the throne room, and I was just paying a visit to your aunts, and they called an audience and just kind of stormed in. The three demanded to find where the prince had gone. I'm assuming they were talking about you, but...
I mean, I don't know why they keep thinking I'm a prince. I don't have any heir to the throne. I mean, if anything, my mother does.
Well, they seem to think that you're important somehow, because they put a bounty out on your head.
I heard.
But when they attacked your aunt, I'm pretty sure she would have died. Both those people in large armor and the one with the mask, they just overcame the palace guards so quickly, slicing them down, and luckily I was behind one of the curtains, but they were about to kill your aunt, but suddenly there was this flash, this fire, and then this woman appeared. She had 2 curved swords in her hand, and was able to fend all 4 of them off. She was pretty amazing.
Yeah, Saf was pretty cool.
But then, suddenly she was gone, and Bort was spreading these lies, saying something about how he knows your family's dark history and that he's going to make an announcement tomorrow about what that is.
Well, did these people happen to be called? Let me backtrack. These armored individuals that attacked Queen Novak. Did they tell their names by chance? I've stumbled upon similar type beings that I've had altercations with, and I want to make sure they're the same ones, if not more of them.
I didn't catch any names, unfortunately, but they were completely armored, ornately so, carried really strange weapons. You guys,
It's probably them.
you guys start seeing as there is this row of tents that start to appear, and you crest this dune, and Nico says, also, I think you can see it by now, but if you look towards Bronver, they've been hard at work. Suddenly, 3 days ago, this thing came out of the ground, and you look eastwards towards where Bronver would be from this location, and you can see it from here. There is this giant spire that is erupting from the dunes where your home used to be. And Nico says it just appeared overnight, and the worst thing about it is these terrible creatures have been coming from Bronfer to attack us since it appeared. And he pulls up, and then he motions for all of you to follow him to this larger tent. And he says, be calm, we have it restrained, but I think you should see it. And he motions for you all to follow him inside this tent where this giant cage is. And inside of that cage is this creature. It has 3 heads. one of a lion. Tail of a snake. Small dark wings. And you see it also has on its left side a goat head. On its right side looks to be a dragon's head. And this creature looks like it could definitely wreak some havoc. But the worst part, Milos, and Nico points you to it. He says, look at its body, and you see a very familiar metal. The same metal that is currently crawling up your leg has spread all over this creature's body, along its spine, down its limbs, and it suddenly reacts to your presence, Milos, and becomes instantly feral. While it was sedated or seemingly appeased, it instantly reacts to you and starts to try to break free of its bonds. That same piercing pain suddenly takes hold of you, Milos, and you drop to the ground. And that is where we will pick up next episode.
Oh no, is Milos going to turn into a chimera?
So guys, make sure you tune in next Friday, and we'll see you later. Bye.
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 Goodbye.